Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my username is Pagan Beauty. I play Elder Scrolls Online on PC. Currently, I am running dungeons, and today I could not queue for a specific one, so I just did a random queue, and it looks like we got Fang Lair. Now, again, if you're new, I am not an elitist, but I'm trying to be. So what I'm doing is I'm recording each one of the dungeons, and I'm trying to memorize the mechanics so that I can move on to veteran dungeons. I have played long enough to be a elitist. I have been playing since the game was in closed beta. I played Elder Scrolls or Skyrim and Oblivion before I started playing this, and I played World of Warcraft for about 6 years. Before Elder Scrolls Online came out. And Elder Scrolls is still to this day my favorite game. I've played it all the way through the ups and downs, like whenever there wasn't a group finder for the dungeons. It's so much better now. But I currently play as a surge healer. And so a surge healer is an equal mix of lightning mage and healer. And they work very well together. I have quite a few healing abilities and maybe 1 or 2 actual aggression abilities, like my little summon there. But mainly the healing part, it sticks to beneficial spells. But I do have the ability to switch over and go into my lightning mode. Careful with those kind of gates. They can close you out of the dungeon sometimes, out of the boss, and you will have to just sit there and watch while your people get destroyed. I enjoy playing DPS. I've always played DPS before I started doing this. I only started a healer so that I could get fast queue time. And I do enjoy being a healer as well. I like this build because I can switch back and forth. I have found that every once in a while I will forget that I'm supposed to be a healer, and I'll forget that I'm supposed to be a healer, and I'll be just attacking away, and my people will just be dying. Now that little dome that I put up, that's my ultimate, it stuns the enemies, the lower enemies. And it adds some beneficiary stuff to my people, as well as negating some of the effects from the enemies. So I have that one for whenever there's a whole bunch of people attacking us. It's pretty much useless whenever it comes to a large boss, though. And so I will switch over to my lightning area and use my Storm Acronaut. It doesn't take me very long to build up an ultimate. You need to use heavy attacks to do that, and since my heavy attack is really my only aggressive attack on my healer, it's really not hard for me to get my ultimate built up throughout the mobs. So, like I said, I really enjoy being a healer. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it is. As long as I can keep everybody in front of me and everybody stays together, I don't seem to have much problem keeping them all alive. So I'm really hopeful about going into the veteran level dungeons as my healer. I wasn't planning on it in the beginning just because of the responsibility that a healer has. I've tried being a tank before, and I just can't keep up aggro, and that is very important for a tank. So props to all the natural tanks out there. I'm a more stand back and kind of help out kind of person, and so the healer actually turns out to be perfect for me, which is bad. It's over 6 years Elder Scrolls has been out, and I have played... We looked it up, and I played an average of in between 10 to 15 days a year for 6 years. And I'm just now getting to where I'm even mastering the normal dungeons. I did 100% completion though of everything. And so every boss, or not every boss, but every quest line, the big and the small ones, all of the little skill lines, I've played it through every single expansion. And I bought those expansions as they came out. So I've spent a pretty penny on Elder Scrolls throughout the years. Oh, okay. I'm actually glad that I played World of Warcraft before I played this, just because it really helped me with the role placement. A lot of people, if you're new to dungeons, don't know kind of the etiquette of dungeon play. The tank should always go first so that he can build up his aggro. Short range DPS should stay right with him and get behind. Oh. Anytime they do one of those effects where it kind of freezes you, immediately try to block. Because, like I said, I don't know the mechanics of this, so sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it is a mechanic where they hold you and there's nothing you can do about it. Almost always, though, you can block and back out of it. Block or double click so you can roll, and you can get out of it. I was talking about something and I have no idea what it was. Getting distracted. Oh yeah, the etiquette of dungeons. So the tank should always go in, and that way he can get his aggro, and should always let people know if there's a chest so that they will come back. Sometimes they won't. It happens. I wait because I like chests and stuff. In dungeons, always do the chest, always pick up the books, always check the urns and stuff like that, because you'll get a lot of cool stuff in here. And as long as there's somebody still in there at the end of the dungeon, you can run back through generally. Yeah, that's what you get for going in there all by yourself. Never run ahead of the tank. Never leave your healer. DPS, they have a problem with thinking that everybody's just going to follow along, and they squishy. It's the same thing with a healer. I could not walk in here and take all of these straight hits, even with all my healing stuff. You need the entire group together. It's very important that you've got good DPS. It's very important that you've got good like assisting attacks, poisons, so that you can lower their HP over time. My healing abilities, so that I can keep them healing even though they're getting completely and totally attacked by gigantic skeleton dogs. Now, in veteran level, there will be some kind of mechanic to this. It won't just be put it in a corner and bash it till it dies. Or maybe the other ones will have it. Like I said, be careful for those gates. If you get left too far behind, you are locked out. Sometimes, though, I've noticed that they have started porting you in, which is awesome. Not so awesome if you're actually trying to do something and the group's just leaving you. But that never really happens with me. It shouldn't happen with anybody. You're in a group dungeon. Stay with your group. If you need to run something like a quest line that the group won't do, then you'll have to run again, because, I mean, without the group you can't do it. And if you stay behind and you don't join with them and follow along, they will boot you. Definitely a lot of the ones that are tanks that like to run through and they don't want to stand back and wait. If you take too long or you start going off to get unnecessary trash just because you saw it, the tank will leave you. And the healer will stay with the tank. But yeah, for short range DPS, you should stay behind the boss. Long range DPS should stay with the healer. And they should constantly be moving around. Even if you're just moving back and forth like this, constantly be moving around, because it ups your stamina and it ups your magicka regeneration. All of your regeneration. Just moving back and forth does it. I'll lay down some helpful stuff. and switch back over. Like I said, I've had some groups that I didn't need to heal at all. I played DPS the entire time and we just ran through the entire dungeon. Generally, though, that's not how it works. Yay! I think that puts me at 913 now. Like I said, I should totally be an elitist by now. And, I mean, whenever it comes to the game itself, I am in a different way. I'm a lazy, like I'm a solo player. I didn't play any of the group stuff until I absolutely had to. I played the quest line because I could. I could make it through without needing anybody else. And it's only been within the last couple of years that I started doing more group activity stuff. Like I really like the trials. I don't like the fact that we've got to sit there and wait in a group in a random city in order to get to them. They really need to get that group finder set up for that. I don't know why they release activities that they don't have a way to get into without having to talk to other people. Now, oh goodness, oh no. Yep, okay, so see how he's dragging me to him? The people need to attack that dude and kill him before I get there. Because if they don't, then I will die. And there's nothing I can do. None of my healing will help. And so you really got to keep an eye out for those chains. And I know that he's not the only one that does that.
That's it. The necromantic energies are exhausted. They should be free.
Always check bags if you can, just because you will get recipes, and the food items, you can sell that stuff for, I mean, pretty good money if you get a good stack. Everybody is far too lazy to go and find that stuff themselves, so they will pay good money if you collect it for them and then put it on the auction house. Another thing, ESO, if you are watching, please give us an all-together auction house. I miss WoW's auction house so much. This only inside your guild crap, that doesn't work for us solo players. As solo players, we don't interact with our guilds and generally aren't in the best guilds. So give us an all-together auction house. I would appreciate it. I mean, I could ask for console crossed playing. It would be lovely to be able to join my Xbox and PlayStation friends, but I would settle for just a server-wide auction house. It's not that hard. I just can't understand how it would be easier to have separate auction houses inside guilds versus an overall auction house. People will still be in guilds. Don't worry. They will still. You could even probably still do guild traders that had their own little guild people in the towns. I guarantee you people will still do that. Give us an overall auction house. I have long nails, and so I have a bad habit of clicking on my skills or my spells and not realizing that I'm clicking the button above them. See? Oh. Did I see a healer at some point? I have a personal vendetta against healers, the enemy healers. I have just a little bit too much enjoyment from killing them. FYI, if you see an enemy healer healing, you can walk up to them and bash them right in the face. And that will stop them from healing. It works well whenever the stream is just like, as soon as they start doing the little healing stream, just walk up and bash them right in the face. They will stop, and it'll stun them, and then you can kill them. Always take out the healers first, because your poor tank will be over there bashing away at the main boss, and he's got a healer healing him up, so your tank is just wearing out his stamina. Oh, everybody got a little hurt from that. Oh, pretty skeleton dragon. I love skeleton dragons. I love dragons. I was so happy whenever they released the dragon expansion. And then I realized you can't ride them, and I was very upset about that. My favorite part of Skyrim was whenever they let me have the dragons, and I still wasn't happy with how you rode them. Alright, somebody come over here and protect your healer. I'll get close to them. If you are getting a lot of aggro and they won't stop, walk in between your people. Specifically the tank. If you can walk by the tank, that's best. But, oh god. No, get out of it. No. Always try to stay out of red circle. Oh. Generally, I can fix it. I know that there's something to do with this one. You have to go into the circles whenever you're being targeted. And I think at some point you can actually jump up onto the platforms in order to avoid the hit on the ground. But we were just so awesome that we didn't even need to do the mechanics, which totally makes my entire video mute. But I'm still going to post it. And so that was Fang's Lair, I do believe. Yeah, Fang Lair, normal. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. Subscribing means the world to me. And if you'd ever like to join me, like I said, Pagan Beauty on ESO and only on PC, North American server. So you can also comment on this video, and I see all of my comments. I reply to all my comments. So would love to have more people join me in game, and always looking for people that I actually know to be able to play with, because I hate playing with strangers. And I'll see you for the next video. Have a great day.